came back after a hectic tour of 2 months in United States. She called me yesterday evening. Rani, sorry. She called me yesterday evening. I only said, Rani, you have come back to Hyderabad, the NIMS May and the Women's Day has come. You know, she is a true symbol of women's empowerment in the NISYET. And she has NISYET and NIMS May. I use both the words because earlier you were NISYET and now you are NIMS May. She has spent her lifetime in this institute, and she is also the person responsible for grooming, I would say. Grooming so many women entrepreneurs. Maybe some of them are working in Andhra Pradesh, some of them are working outside Andhra Pradesh, some of them are also internationally settled people. She is the one who has groomed many women entrepreneurs from this institute. So Rani has brought the real Women's Day to this institute and also to all of us. My hearty congratulations to Rani for this good initiative. Another legend is sitting on the dais next to me. She is none other than Dr. Sri Lakshmi. She is a name very always associated with TQM, Total Quality Management. And when the world doesn't know, people like me, ISOs and so many things she has introduced. She has gone to institutions and she has introduced ISO certification to the institutions. And she is very aggressively doing that. Coming to NIMS May is like coming home. I feel very much at home wherever I come here. And very often I come here, I choose to come here because I like this place, every inch of this place I like. This is the most happening place. A very self-dependent institution. Because I like the word self-dependent. Standalone. You are so self-dependent. And every day you have to perform and earn your salaries. That is the most challenging thing in anybody's life, and the institution design is like that. And this institution recently has celebrated the Golden Jubilee, and they had many awards and rewards to their credit. And it's very nice that I am a part of this great day, Women's Day, because I am a person always believes in that every day is a Women's Day. I'm sure the foreign nationals here, you have heard me on two occasions. One is an occasion to a group of people. I have spoken to you on the women empowerment one day, if you all remember. And another group, I spoke to you on the potential and the prospects of ecotourism. Any participant is here? Women empowerment and ecotourism? Are you all here? Anybody? Oh yeah, I see some hand. Yeah. Thank you. So I spoke to you on 2 occasions, and most of you have asked me, teacher, will you come back? And I told you that no way I can come back because we have one session, I have done the session. At that time I have already wished you bon voyage and safe journey back home and nice time in Hyderabad. But again, I take this opportunity to wish you my hearty congratulations to all of you having successfully completed this training course. And tomorrow you are all living a very safe journey back home and bon voyage and all that. I had an opportunity to wish you through this forum. Thank you, Dr. Rani, for that. And see the women. So what a beautiful name it has got. Women Studies Cell, School of Entrepreneurship and Extension. Very important. Women's empowerment starts with economic freedom. One should be economically independent, then she is empowered. That is the first step. Without having financial independence, financial freedom, whatever words we all talk about, it's not going to happen because for money, she has to depend on somebody. So, to earn money, one need to have, first of all, education. Education is not everything, but education is necessary. One need to have skills, employable skills. One need to have self-confidence, believe in oneself. If you believe in oneself that you can do something, certainly you will become an entrepreneur. You should be able to take the risk. You should be able to take the challenges. Then definitely you will become an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur means you have the employable skills, you have all the infrastructure, you have the earning capacity. And money makes everything. Once you have money in life, you are really empowered, you have the freedom, you can do what you want to do. Money gets you all the strength. So the entrepreneurship is the basic thing, and the institute has orchestrated, designed, and it's the most happening place for the budding entrepreneurs to come here and learn the skills of entrepreneurship. So that way their contribution, not only to an individual, to many, many institutions, is very, very substantial, and it goes in the history. Then I have, the whole lot of faculty. I know all the faculty, both the men and the women. They are the most committed people. You people are very, very lucky to have this kind of a very experienced faculty. I am sure these 2 months they have given you the best input. I have many women whom I like most from your countries. Maybe I have spoken to 1 or 2 women during my sessions. My friends from African continent, I would like to state that Dr. Wangari Maathai is my all-time favorite and role model in my life. Dr. Wangari Maathai, a woman who stood on her own. She has raised a great campaign called Billion Trees Campaign. As a forest officer, that Billion Trees brings me very close to Dr. Wangari Maathai. I feel that I am very unfortunate I had no occasion to meet her. She raised that campaign called Billion Trees Campaign. She is the first doctorate from Kenya, and she had to suffer a very hard life, very tough life. She was a divorcee, and her husband stated that because he divorced her because she is too strong, too stubborn, too intelligent, and too intelligent. That's why her husband divorced her. And she is our proud Nobel laureate, Wangari Maathai. So, as Rani said, for women to achieve those positions, it's walking on a very tight rope. It's not that, you need to have a mix, you need to have a balance, and you need to have, balance of home and career. Unless you do that, it's impossible. It's a big struggle for any women to achieve that kind of heights, and Dr. Wangari Maathai has achieved those heights. The Prime Minister of Kenya, Daniel Arap Moi, he served the country for a very long time. He called her mad women. The divorce from her husband, the abuse from the Prime Minister of the country never put her down. Very strong personality. Never put her down. She went on her own mission, and she won the Nobel Prize, Nobel Peace Prize for environment. Another lady, the entire family of Sirimavo Bandar Naik and her daughter, they are the great women. Despite of, both of them suffered the lack of peace, the unrest in Sri Lanka, they emerged as the international leaders, and they fought for peace in Sri Lanka. Another lady in Asia, I get inspired, is Benazir Bhutto. Despite of the warning from the country, she came back to Pakistan, and the extremists shot her dead. but she never, she sacrificed her life for the peace and democracy in Pakistan. These are all, there are many. Indonesia, you have great women leaders. Philippines, you have women leaders. Many countries, I have to tell the whole lot of names, but because of lack of time. These are all the inspirational leaders, you inspire change. Our great leader, Mahatma Gandhi, always said only one thing, that if you want to change the society or the nation, you should be the change. You should change first. Every one of us, we have the capacity to change ourselves first and then try to change others. The world requires 3 to 4 things for development. If you are a developed nation, you require peace. Without peace, the nation will fall back. If you are a developed nation, if you don't have peace, again you will be underdeveloped or developing status. For the underdeveloped and developing countries, if you have peace, you will definitely develop. If you have the women are advanced, women are developed educationally, socially and politically, definitely you will be a developed country one day. And if you take care of your natural resources like water, petrol and diesel and greenery and minerals, if you take care of the natural resources and conserve them for the future, you will be a developed country. There are 3 to 4 principles. Today the world nations are fighting for energy, fighting to have the absolute sovereignty on the petroleum resources. So we shouldn't fight for fight against each other, fight against one another. We should all work for peace in the globe. And women can give their best if there is a peace in the country, in the society. If there is no peace, women suffer the worst. In all fields. So, there are many people who inspire me on a day-to-day basis. I talked about the global leaders, but I also have to talk about the local people who inspire me. Dr. Rani inspires me, Dr. Sri Lakshmi inspires me, Glory inspires me, and the men sitting here, they all inspire me. The farmers with whom I work, they inspire me a lot. The other day, I spoke to one farmer from Warangal district in Andhra Pradesh. She said, she's just, 5th class. The farmer studied only up to 5th class, and she has taken up farming. She is a women farmer, and she told me something very interesting. By doing her husband's work, that is farming, she made her husband study and acquire a degree. Generally, the reverse of it happens. Husband will motivate the wife who has not studied after marriage. He will motivate her to acquire a degree and study. But here is the case, the lady has taken up farming and she made her husband study and acquire a degree. And she told me something which has really touched my heart. She goes to the field on a cycle, not on a motorcycle. Generally, most of the men farmers in India, in Andhra Pradesh, they go on a motorcycle. But here is a lady, she goes to the field on a cycle and she carried the red chili powder in her handbag. Not now. These things are now very popular for women's safety. Not now. In 1980s, she used to carry red chili powder in her handbag just to protect herself from the anti-social element. If there is a man trying to tease her, she will put the chili powder on his face and protect herself. Who told her all these things? I have not told. Neither Rani had told. Necessity is the mother of invention. Women are best in multitasking. They know how to innovate. They know how to defend themselves, how to protect themselves. Given an opportunity, they are the best. Because for women managers, managing office, managing office, managing an enterprise is just managing your own home. Because you manage home with limited natural resources or financial resources, you can also manage institutions. They are the best in multitasking. They have already proved. But the only problem I feel that the most challenging problem today women are facing in the society is that be it in India, be it in any of your countries, there are some 50, 60 countries representing in this forum. 70 countries. Yeah. Yeah.
41 participants and 70.
Yes. And there is a very disturbing news. Globally, only 1% of the crime against women, my dear friends, remember this percentage. 1% of the crime committed against women gets reported to police stations. Women do not even go to police stations to file an FIR. This is a very sorry state of affairs because neither the police system nor the judiciary nor the administrative system failed to go to the rescue. This is the problem that is really inhibiting women to make progress in the global society. So women must be given not only opportunities in the political front, social front and economic front. Women's workplaces should be very, very safe. The workplace could be a school, it could be a college, it could be a university, it could be an institution, it could be a government office, it could be a private office, it could be any place. First of all, we need to have the workplace safety for the women. If she feels comfortable traveling in a public transport, give her all those opportunities, she will do the best for our countries, and the countries will definitely develop. One recent movie I would strongly recommend to all the women to watch recently is the Gulabi Gang. The two famous stars in India, they have acted in that film. And this is the real life story of a true woman, a woman coming from the most backward areas in North India. This is the real life story. Women coming together, trying to protect themselves from the system, trying to make their voices heard by everybody, and trying to bring in a kind of a change. On the occasion of the International Women's Day, inspiring change, if somebody says, who will inspire the change, the whole lot of women in that Gulabi Gang inspires the change. I may not go to that place, but I can always see them. I have seen lots of their videos in the internet, but it's very nice to see them in a very filmy way. The film now is in the theaters, that inspires all of us a lot. Well, I always believe in that. The journey continues. The women empowerment issue has only a few commas. It doesn't have a full stop. We need to travel. We need to make a very long journey till we achieve what are all the things we wanted to achieve. Till that day, every day is a Women's Day, and we will continue to celebrate this Women's Day. And Women's Day is a mix of good things and also the bad things. Celebrations and challenges. It's a time to celebrate that what we have achieved many things in life. It's also time to really take stock of all the challenges we are facing in the society and find our own solutions. Stand on your own feet. Never look back. Never lose your confidence. And you will win one day. With this, I would like to once again thank Dr. Rani and Ninsme and Dr. Sri Lakshmi and the whole faculty here. I would like to thank each and every one of you. Once again, a very, very happy Women's Day. Thank you very much for giving me these honors of coming here and giving me once again an opportunity to meet all the international participants. Thank you all very much, and have a great time and a great year ahead. And very, very happy Women's Day, and I take leave of you. Thank you very much. However, I wanted to be with you, I have to leave you now. Thank you very much.